Just talk about him straight away.
All right,
Go
sure,
ahead.
why not? All right, how about those Chiefs?
Chiefs.
Mahomes now has 3 rings after a wild overtime Super Bowl win, but in recent press conferences, 49ers players, coaches have said that they didn't know the overtime rules. Did that cost them the Super Bowl, and why didn't they know what what would have to go down if it came to overtime?
I mean, everybody on the Chiefs sideline knew about the overtime rules. I'm sure it was spread out throughout the whole league. And coming back to your point, where if it was a mistake, I'd say so, right? Because I guess yeah, after if you score 3 field goals each, 2 field goals each, a piece you could say, then next point wins, right? So I'm sure that's what Kyle Shanahan wanted. But I'm not sure that is what you truly wanted. Because, if you start off, you don't get as much information or you don't get the defense really tired.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. I understand you were tired. I understand you'd already played a full game. But at that point, what you do is you send the defense on. You see what you have to accomplish. They kick a field goal, you have to go down, score a touchdown. Worst case scenario, you completely you're completely aware of what needs to happen and you just can't get it done. At least you know the bar that you have to hit. Because if they go down and kick a field goal, all you got to do is drive right down the field and score a touchdown. The Super Bowl ring is yours. You get the Lombardi trophy. Everything's wonderful. But now the fate relies on your first drive. When you took the ball and went down and kicked a field goal, now the Chiefs knew exactly what they needed to do, and you put it in Mahomes' hands to win that game. And what did he do? He threw an easy pass, Mecole Hardman, walk-off touchdown.
As well, like you said, it gains more, statistics on what, like, you have a better game plan. All right, cool. Purdy drove them down to field only for 3. Mahomes, it is in your hands now, right? The 49ers gave the ball to Mahomes in way too many clutch times. They gave it to him on the last drive of the Super Bowl, where they obviously kicked the field goal, and then they gave him to it on the last drive of overtime. You cannot get the ball on offense first, especially when you have Mahomes at the helm.
Yeah. And you won the coin toss. So you won the coin toss, chose to receive. I think that's a mistake. If you ask Coach Shanahan right now, he might say differently. He might have said, well, we wanted to set the tone. We wanted to go out there, score a touchdown, so they have to follow us. But it didn't work that way. And now you're Super Bowl losers again to the same team that you lost to only a couple of years back. And all the credit's going to go to Patrick Mahomes here. But that final drive, the 11 plays it took to drive down the field and score that game winning touchdown, was on that entire offense. And the defense completely gave out.
That is true, especially with when it's like, oh my god. But what I want to say is, like you said, the defense did play as they should have, right? Because Dre Greenlaw was injured with an Achilles injury, and that's probably the big factor why the Niners lost the Super Bowl. I don't know about you, but that was a great first drive for a Niners defense that was all held together by Dre Greenlaw. So I think that was the big miss. As well as your defense is probably the most tired it's ever been. You're facing an elite quarterback with the offense that is able to do some damage, right? I guess Kyle Shanahan wanted to rest his defense. But what about your offense, right? Also, he wanted to
Yeah.
chew out as much clock, but that's not how it rolls. It's 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 debatable. What do you want to do with the OT, right? But
It's really it's As these new overtime rules, as the league continues to move forward and we kind of see the statistics, we will see if getting the ball first is the right decision at one point. Because for all we know, over the coming playoff overtimes for years and years and years, for all we know, the team who gets the ball first normally wins. For all we know, it's completely the opposite. We won't know until this was the first playoff overtime game with the new rules. So we won't know
Since
for
Josh Allen.
years. Yes, but now with the new rules, it switches things up.
It definitely, and nobody's used to those rules as well, right? Before, like you said, it was a touchdown wins it, even if not in the field goal doesn't win it, but the touchdown wins it. Now it's way different. Everybody gets a chance at a possession, and I think that is super fair, right? It's just
Yeah.
every team should have their offense out on the field, and if you don't manage to do it, you lose the Super Bowl. But if you manage to score at least the same amount of points, then that's when your defense has to show up. And I think this is super fair.
Yeah, I agree. I agree entirely.